Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. Okay, so today I'm again into this format where I'll bring you to a town selected by me in Italy, generally in Apulia region, Abruzzo, Molise, Basilicata, and Marche region. Let me say this Campania also. These are the regions where I'm focusing. Then I pick up a town and I'm looking on idealista.com. I'm on idealista.it. I'm searching for the cheapest property for sale in this selected town by me. Okay, so today I want to bring you to this town that is in Salento area. So we are talking about Lecce province, Apulia region. And so today I bring you to find the cheapest properties for sale in Gallipoli. Now, Gallipoli is a very, very touristic place in Apulia region and in Salento area. Okay, now, my friends, if you like this type of videos, if you like this format, please, it takes 2 seconds, put like and subscribe to my channel. It's nice if you're going to support me. Okay, so let's start talking about Gallipoli. Now, here we have a picture on the top left of the screen. So this is a kind of view that you might have of the town. This is the old part of the town, and this is the beautiful sea that is surrounding Gallipoli. Now, here there is a little island just in front of the town itself, as we can see here. And let's start investigating. So, for example, at the moment it's 12:23, and we have 16 degrees. So the temperature is quite mild in this part of Italy. The wintry season is generally very short. So even now that we are at the end of November, as we can see, temperature during the day is quite mild. And then Gallipoli è una cittadina sulla costa pugliese. So Gallipoli is a small town on the Apulian coast. There is an historic center located on a little island. Now there is this little island here, little peninsula island. So where the old part of Gallipoli was located. Now the town itself expanded, and there are also the surrounding areas that are also very touristic. And so from Baia Verde to Punta della Suina, Torre del Pizzo, or Rivabella, all this area anyway is located in Gallipoli municipality. Now, let me zoom out after this introduction about Gallipoli, just to show you where we are. So basically, this is the place. This is Lecce. This is all the Salento area, most touristic, very famous. Most of you probably know. But this time I'm checking this town that is located on the western coast of Apulia region, that is not in the Adriatic Sea, because where we see Otranto, Brindisi, this is Adriatic Sea. While from Santa Maria di Leuca on top up to Taranto, this sea is called Ionian Sea, Mar Ionio. Okay, I zoom out a tiny bit just to let you know, for example, where we are. So we have Brindisi. I think in Brindisi there is an airport. Then we also have Bari. So these two are the closest airports in case you want to go to Gallipoli. Okay, so now let's go on idealista.com and let's start searching for the properties for sale in Gallipoli. Now, here we are, Gallipoli. Okay, as I said to you before, as you can see on this map here on the left of the screen, basically we see that the houses on sale, once I search for Gallipoli, are located in all these areas. For example, in Baia Verde, there are 97 homes. In Gallipoli Center, there are 145 homes. Riva Levante 133. Anyway, this time I decided to go for all this area. I won't focus only on the center of Gallipoli, but I'm focusing on all the municipality. Now, we have 592 homes for sale. Okay. Now, let me do my first selection that is usually to remove the auction properties. If you wondering why I'm asking, I'm always avoiding auction properties. There I have a video that I will show at the very end. Um, and so then you can watch why I'm always avoiding properties sold under auction. Now here, let's select the lowest prices. Okay. Then you can also select on map, but this time I'm avoiding the map. And so usually I go for only for houses, but this time I decided to choose to go for all the properties. So apartment, flats, studios, duplexes, houses. So we had 592 homes, houses for sale, and now our search dropped to 558. Okay, now let's see what is on sale for the cheapest price in Gallipoli. So let's start from the very first one. So we have a studio in Via Ludovico Ariosto, whatever. So San Giovanni, Lungomare, Gallipoli. So we are in an area close to Gallipoli, not exactly in Gallipoli town, because I can guess Lido San Giovanni is already one suburban area, but very close anyway to Gallipoli itself. Now it's one room, 15 meters square. I can only just have a quick look to the pictures. Anyway, you can also do your own search after watching the video if you're interested, if you find a property that you like. Anyway, let me say that here there are generally three options in these properties. While I'm showing you these properties, I can say three options. One is to you might find your holiday home, the house that you like, for example, but just as a holiday home, or the best investment opportunity, for example, or to find a house where you would like to relocate. Um, but in this case, because I'm going for the cheapest property, I'd say it might be hard. I'm already saying at the beginning, by the first search, I can say that it might be hard, for example, to find a house where to relocate here in this area, because I guess the cheapest houses can be just or the perfect holiday home in case you are looking to buy um, just a place where to spend few months a year, or for example an investment opportunity. Now, for example, the first property I see here, even if it's very small, for example, now I'm not going to enter into this property. It's only 15 meters square. It's one room. So I guess there is this space with the bunk beds and one tiny bathroom. Yes, it is on the ground floor. So what I'm saying, but for example, um, I see the air conditioning. Now, when I'm selecting the properties that could be or the perfect holiday home or the perfect investment, the goal in the properties that I'm searching for is always to find a property that is not in need of renovation. So ready to rent it out or ready to live. That's the two things. Never going for restoration. Also, because I'm saying I have videos why not to pick a house to restore, to renovate, simply because the prices are increasing, are quite mad now, the prices. So for me, the best choices as Antonio is always to search for a property that is already renovated. So keys in hands, ready to live. Okay, now we found this property for 29,000 euro. Let's see what's next. We have, for example, here for 43,000, 45,000, but these are houses that are totally in need of renovation, totally from scratch. And then, for example, let's go. From 29,000 euro now we are moving straight away to this property for 55,000 euro. Now, two-room flat. This is interesting, and I'm telling you already why. Because if it's 50 square meters and the price is 55,000 euro, means per square meter this property is sold for 1,000 euro per square meter. That's really nothing. That's really nothing. And so this, for example, could be another property as a good investment, for example. Now let's enter into this property just to have a quick look at the pictures. Okay, personally, for example, I would buy these just as an investment. Okay, because I say that potentially I can have a good return by renting out this property, and in between 5 and 8 years, I'm sure I pay back fully my investment. So by renting out, for example, between 5 and 8 years, you will get for sure your 55,000 euro back. I'd say here, um, by the prices that you can rent a place for a week, you might get in between 7 and 10,000 euro a year by renting out these properties. Okay, so here we see anyway a property that, keys in hands, I would rent it straight away, for example. Now I see one space made of kitchen, dining room, dining place. I see air conditioning. I see that the house itself, the apartment itself, is in a good shape. So, for example, here I see the television. It means if I go back, I can also see the television here. So, in one room, here, for example, we have kitchen, dining, and living room. So, it's just one space. Then we have a small bedroom, but again, it's not really important because we are not buying this property to live. The bathroom is in a good shape. There is a little balcony. Maybe there's no view, but that's not important. In case you decide to rent this property. So let me see. In the immediate vicinity of the beaches and the main services, we offer for sale a nice two-room apartment located on the second floor with a lift. Inside, it consists of a comfortable living dining room with functional kitchenette, with a balcony, bedroom, and a bathroom with shower. So perfect, furnished, and air conditioned. So I'd say for me, this would be the perfect investment. Okay, let's see what's next. I can already say that all this property we're gonna see today, mainly for these prices, starting from the lowest price, basically these are only for as an investment. Okay, so we have this property here. It's showing only the floor plan, nothing to understand, nothing that can help us to understand what the property is made of. For example, here we have another one for 55,000, which has no pictures, for example. Then we have here a studio in Via Filo Marini. Now let's see the pictures. The property, charming studio flat, excellent investment, consists of a single room with a built-in kitchenette and a bathroom. So basically, we are talking about one open space of 25 square meters. That is only one room plus bathroom. Now, the problem of this property I can already see, and for example, I wouldn't go for it because it's the fourth floor without a lift. Now, this it could be a problem as it could not be, for example. But if you decide to let this property, let me say, elderly people might find hard, for example, to walk up to the fourth floor. So I'd say, and then also because it's an attic, I see there is a lovely terrace. It says that there is, let me enter 1 second into the property because I'm curious, because I see this huge terrace. This is amazing. For example, the fact that there is an amazing terrace. So there is a large terrace of over 100 square meters. Wow. Wow. But again, the problem is that it's on the fourth floor, it's at the fourth floor, and because it's an attic, even if you have air conditioning, let me say the heat during the summer months, and the summer months here last quite long, I'd say it could be a bit hard. But again, as an investment opportunity, who cares? Let me say, who is going to stay in this place for a week? Perfect. They would tolerate. As a holiday home, for example, no. And again, it's a fourth floor without lift. That for me is a bit too much. Up to the second floor without a lift is fine. Two floors, I would go for it. But already a third floor without a lift. Anyway, it's only because you're already kind of not allowing elderly people easily to access to the and to rent it out these properties. Okay, then we have two-room flat in Via Firenze, 51 Centro Gallipoli. Now, air-conditioned two-room apartment, a few steps from the center of Gallipoli. Now, this, for example, okay, it's two rooms, 50 square meters. Again, for example, as I can see, the price per square meter is around 1100 euro. That is not bad. Anyway, we are a tiny bit over 1000 euro per square meter because I'd say the average in this area could be around 2000 euro per square meter. So whatever we find under 2000 euro could be a very, very good investment opportunity. Even here for 59, let me enter in this property. Even in this property, for example, for 59,000 euro, I'd say that you might have, if you are letting this property, between 7 and 10,000 euro a year back by letting this property, for example. Now, let me see, because what is very important for me is to not be that the property doesn't have to be in need of renovation. That zero. I want to buy, I want to let it the day, I want to rent it out the day after, basically. Just minor things to do, but this is my philosophy. Again, people don't have to necessarily agree with me from this point of view. Here I see a lovely kitchen. I see air conditioning. I see good. I see a window kind of bright, so it could be. It gives light. I see the floor is in a good condition, kind of modern enough. So we have a corridor here. Probably this is the main door, the main entrance door. This corridor is leading then to the house itself. I don't know, it's a bit of waste of space, this corridor, but again, maybe, um, okay. So maybe there is another house just beside that corridor, and the house itself develops on the left, not on the right. Okay, so what do I mean is this, that on this left side of the wall here of the corridor might not be the property itself that we are entering. So we have this corridor leading to the entrance of the property, but the property then it's mainly built on the left, not on the right. That the right would be on the behind this wall. Yeah, this was just for me to have a clear picture, because yes, if I'm entering into the apartment, I see that the house develops on the left hand side, not on the right hand side. Now here we have a door. I still don't know what that door is leading where. So we have a window, air conditioning. Okay, here we have a plastered wall, and also it's connected to that door that we saw before. So probably there was a big open space, and they made probably another room over there. They probably made a room. Okay, space is not huge, but again, for this price, for 59,000 euro, 50 square meters, this is another door. I guess this is probably the bathroom, more than the more. Let me see. Okay, so we have the corridor here. We enter into this hall. Then we have that door that we saw before, and this door here. Let me see. Okay, yes. Basically, the door on the left after the corridor is this bedroom. Not very big, but necessary enough. Okay, so as we can see, this plastered wall basically is dividing the living room kitchen with the bedroom. That's fine. Again, who is coming on holiday here won't be that much disappointed with that. They simply need a place where to stay at night. Okay, then we have a quite spacious bathroom. That's not bad. All right, I think this property it's not bad. It's not bad itself. Okay, it's an apartment. I don't know which floor. I don't know if it says on which floor. Air condition. If you step from the center of Gallipoli, the property consists the property consists of a large central hall containing a large room currently separated in two rooms by plasterboard partition, therefore divided into a living area and a bedroom. To complete this property, a bathroom with toilet, sink, and shower. The house has been partially renovated and is equipped with air conditioning. Mentioned. Okay, the size allows the creation of a real two-room apartment. So used to be one big open space and has been shaped uh, like this. That it's not a bad idea anyway. Again, if I check at the price per square meter, it's just a tiny bit above 1,000 euro uh, per square meter, and that's not bad. Okay, then we have a studio here. I would skip it. That I don't like the pictures. Then we have two-room flat in Via Cordova. So two rooms, 35 square meters, first floor with lift. Let me see. Let me see what this property is. Now we have 33 pictures showing. Okay, this is the entrance hall. Okay, we have a balcony. Now I can't really understand properly. It's showing mainly pictures outside. I see a bathroom. Now 60 square meters, for example, 30, sorry, 60,000 euro, 35 square meters. It means that the price you see it's nearly 2,000 euro per per square meter. Now, I won't enter in this property. I didn't like much the pictures, for example. So then, detached house in via Carlo Micetti, Centro Storico, Gallipoli. So one room, 27 square meters for, now here we can see the beauty of Gallipoli. It's an extremely beautiful town. Obviously, it's a very, very touristic place. Now, detached house, one room, 27 square meters. As you can see, the price here is nearly 2,000 euro. Actually, I'd say is exactly 2,000 euro per square meter. Uh, Actually, even a tiny bit more than 2,200, 2,300 euro per square meter. Now, it's just one room. It looks a bit like a cave. This is a cave style. So, Gallipoli Historic Center, a few meters from the Nazario Sauro Riviera, we offer for sale an independent studio apartment. Now, technically, again, this could be a good investment, still can be a good investment. Obviously, if we do the calculation by square meters, it's not really attracting because it's already over 2000 square meters, 2000 euro per square meter, but it's attracting the fact that your return, the yield income, what you call it, your return yearly could be, let me say, that you pay back the property between 5 and 8 years. That, according to me, is the best investment. When you pay back by letting this property, a property, between 5 and 8 years, that's a very good investment. So even if it's not very big according to the square meters, but it's interesting. For example, here we have another studio in Via Cataldi, 65,000 euro, 34 square meters. Again, I see just another good investment opportunity. 65 means again around 2000 euro per square meter. Now, charming renovated studio in the heart of the historic center of Gallipoli. Okay, let's enter because, for example, it says completely renovated, and that's what I like. For example, for me, this is very important. I spend my 65,000 euro. Maybe I can even deal and buy for 60 or 61, 62. Okay, I see. So it's one space, but again, this is an investment opportunity. This ladder here is not the best. I'm not really a fan. I mean, the mezzanine itself, I like it. I like the idea of the mezzanine, but I don't like the idea, for example, of just mattresses dropped there, not even a bed, nothing. Then we have, anyway, a little space, kind of living room space. Here we have the bathroom with a sliding door. There is probably air conditioning. We have the fridge. We have a kitchen, cooking area. So the apartment itself, the thing is that has been renovated with good standards, for example. And I see they invested some money, the seller who wants to sell it now. And this is also nice because it's part of a very old house. You can see, for example, this column here. It belongs to an old construction here in Gallipoli town. That is a plus that makes it kind of the feeling of living in a historic building. I see also by the arches, by this, um, yeah, by this vaulted ceiling, for example. Uh, all right. Okay. Anyway, it's a nice place, again, as an investment to rent it out. And I'd say that, again, we are in this range that we can pay back the property between 5 and 10,000 euro. Sorry, between 5 and 8 years. Now, not in this video, but in the following video about the properties, for the cheapest properties for sale, I decided also to join booking.com. And why I want to join booking.com? Because let me go back, for example, for 1 second to this property here, to the 65,000 euro property, okay? To do a proper calculation, for example, how much could be my return every year after letting this property. If, for example, I go on booking.com and I'm going to type Gallipoli, I'm going to search for Gallipoli, and I'm going to select a random week, for example, from the 1st of July till the 7th of July. And then I see how much is rented, how much is going to be rented this property during that week between the 1st and the 7th. So, and then we see, for example, that if this property goes for the average of the prices for letting a property during that week is around 700 euro a week, okay, or 500. Now I don't know exactly, I should investigate myself, but if it's, for example, uh, 500 euro a week, you know you make 2000 euro a month. Now you can make 2000 euro maybe in June, July, August, and September. So if it's 2000 euro a month, in 4 months, I already made 8000 euro. Then out of taxes, okay, that's another story. But then if I do 8 per 8, so 8,000 euro a year, roughly net, per 8 years. So we have 64,000. 64,000 euro. It means after taxes, I paid back fully my investment after 8 years. And for me, this is the key point. Okay. It's always very important to have this calculation. Now, let's go to the following property. 2 rooms flat in Gran Viale al Mare, Baia Verde. You see now we are in a district close to Gallipoli. They are asking for 68,000 euro, 45 square meters, means we are around 1,500 euro per square meter, 1,500 euro per square meter, first floor with a lift. Let me have a quick look to the pictures because, for example, I see that the apartment is in a very good shape, extremely. It's already 45 square meters, so it's not a studio, it's not that small. There's probably a decent bedroom. Then we have a balcony. So we are in a very touristic area, only few meters from the, you see, as it says, located a few steps from the sea. That's amazing. So, for example, I would go for this as an investment. I would, because if I pay back my property, and I'm sure, okay, but out of taxes, I'd say let's be honest, 8,000 euro a year after taxes, it's already a very good result. Maybe you might get 11,000 euro a year, but then consider taxes. I'm giving now 3,000 euro in taxes. That is even too much, but it could be even more than 8,000 euro a year. Maybe you can make even 12. It depends. So, okay, then we have 2 room flat in Via della Robinia. Inside a single building, Nisi Immobiliare offers for sale an apartment less than 500 meters from the Baia Verde beach. So we are 70,000 euro, 50 square meters again. So we are a bit less, tiny bit less than 1,500 euro per square meter. Let me see very quick. Again, I don't see any works to do. Let me enter into this property. Okay, it's an apartment, but again, we are going as an investment, so we don't care much if it's a detached house or apartment. You might have some management fees, for example. Okay, true. There could be, for example, in an apartment, there could be some management fees, but I won't think they're very, very high, to be honest. Could be maybe less than 1,000 euro a year, the management fees here. Okay, maybe we are talking about 3, 4, 500 euro. I see a lovely kitchen with dining table and a lovely couch. Again, when you're letting this property, people are not coming to spend the day at home. Now they're showing you decent pictures. I like the way properties should be advertised, for example. I clap my hands to this agent who took the pictures anyway for this property. They displayed a lovely table with fruits, with a bottle of wine. Nice, nice. I like this. Then obviously air conditioning. Air conditioning is a must. What else we have here? Okay, we have, as you can see, a decent bedroom, quite spacious. This could also be not only an investment opportunity, but could also be, for example, a holiday apartment, holiday home, because it's nice, it's bright, it's spacious, so it's in a good condition. There is a lovely balcony. kind of, this is even more than a balcony, looks like a bit more like a terrace. Anyway, it's a nice complex. It's an interesting complex. It's an interesting building. Let me see again. Yeah, I guess one of these balcony, but when the balcony is not very small, you can already call it half terrace, for example. Anyway, this one is interesting. I find that okay, we are already at 70,000 euro, but I still think that up to 80,000 euro you can pay back as an investment the property in 8 years' time. Then, don't get me wrong, even if you pay back as an investment between 8 and 12, 8 and 13, it's still a good investment. I'm not saying it's only to get my money back as soon as possible if I do it as an investment. I'm checking for myself because now I start being seriously interested in buying properties in Salento because I think it's one of the areas that has the highest potential if you decide to let the properties. Don't get me wrong, even other areas like in Abruzzo, in Molise, in Marche, the Campania, Basilicata, not really, because anyway, you should go on the sea. On the, I will cover. I have to cover, for example, Basilicata. More videos about properties in Basilicata. I will in the coming future. For example, there are some touristic places, but they are not. There's not the same demand that there is in Salento area. Now, I'm saying because I'm Italian, I know very well where the tourists want to go, and they mainly choose for Salento. Salento has been promoted properly. Salento people have been very smart for the last 20, 25 years. They've been pushing. They say, we have a beautiful place, we have a beautiful land, fruitful. The sea is one of the most beautiful in the Mediterranean area. There are even some places called the Italian Maldives. So now, two-room flat in Via della Robinia here. Okay, so as you can see, for example, another apartment in a very good condition. Now, let me see, let me enter into this property. So for 72,000, here I see a property in a good condition. That's what is important. Two rooms, 60 square meters. Again, we are a tiny bit above 1,000, let me say 1,200, 1,300 euro per meter square. That's not bad if I consider that there are 60 square meters, but two rooms, I guess there's only one bedroom. Then one bedroom, you can accommodate one couple. Maybe you can open this, you can accommodate up to three people, maybe one couple and two children. So, because obviously, more people you accommodate, the higher is the rent, for example, during the season, during the holiday season. Anyway, this is a lovely apartment with lovely view. You are not surrounded here. Your view is on the kind of has a landscape. You don't see other buildings, so you have a view. There is that lovely balcony terrace where you can already enjoy some time during the winter. Sorry, during the summery months. Bedroom, nothing special, but it has what it needs. So probably was already let as a B&B, as an Airbnb, and so on, because generally you have these things to show you the rules of the house. So anyway, there is a huge potential here, keys in hands, ready to let the property. Okay, we are again in a kind of complex, in a residential complex. Um, okay, that's fine. Anyway, it's an interesting property. Again, for people who love Salento, this can be the the perfect, for example, investment. Even if, for example, I haven't found a holiday home yet that will suit me, for example, personally. So now let me see this one for 75,000 euro. Again, sorry, yeah, that was, wait a second. So we saw this one for 72. Now I see one here for 73. So, for example, okay, here 50 square meters, two room, first floor. So we are always talking about flats and apartments. Again, what do I see here? I see a place that is not in need of any sort of renovation, at least in the very beginning. Again, probably also this was already a B&B. So as you can see, um, now let me see. So we have this open space. Probably this is the main. I don't know which one is the main door. I don't understand this one. Maybe this can be just a storage room. Okay, this is the entrance door. You see, we have one bed here. So basically, I think they were accommodating up to three people in this house, in this apartment. Anyway, kitchen is kind of new. Let me say that if it's me that I have to rent, for example, for a week, a place in Gallipoli or in Salento area, I would go for a place like this, for example. It's only a place where I have to sleep at night, mainly. It's not a place where I have to live. Little balcony, little terrace, not an amazing view, okay. But again, who is coming here during, okay, we have two separate single beds, so it can accommodate up to three people. Here, people are not coming to stay in the house. Who is coming on holiday here goes, leaves the property in the morning and come back in the evening, maybe even very late at night, and like this. So they don't really spend all day in the apartment. Anyway, I saw this is another interesting opportunity. Again, so what we saw here then, let me know if you want me to make a video, for example, about Gallipoli, but just about uh, houses where to relocate. Because anyway, Gallipoli can be a lovely destination where to relocate. And if some of you are interested to see houses, let me know. Write down in the comment section, also because obviously, as we can see by the cheapest price, we haven't seen one single home. We only saw flats, small properties, not very expensive. That's fine. But I guess that if you're searching for your relocating home because you want to relocate to Gallipoli, I'd say you have to probably spend double this amount of money. So if you want to find a decent house where to relocate in Gallipoli and in Salento area, you have to spend probably double 75,000 euro. Here I see, for example, another lovely studio. Now, let me enter in this property and I'm telling you why. Because we are into an old building, so this makes attractive. We are in the historic part of Gallipoli. This is also making it attractive. So people generally, when they rent during the summer, they are looking for similar places to this, for example. Now, because this is an old stylish house during the summer months, it's not even that hot. So you're not gonna suffer the heat that much. Obviously, for sure, there has to be air conditioning somewhere. Space is not huge. We are talking about 41 square meters, two rooms, but I see that it's a very historical building itself. By the vault here, it's not a star vault. It's not star vaulted. This is, I forgot the name what they call this type of vault. Anyway, it's not really important, but it's stylish. For example, this room is very stylish. Now, it's a pity that there's no window here, okay? So we are talking about in this type of old houses, you don't have many windows. So you always need to keep the lights on. But again, if it's about to let this property, so it's not really important. Again, people will come here only to sleep, not to enjoy the place, the house, not to enjoy the flat. They're coming to enjoy the life in Gallipoli, to enjoy the sea in Gallipoli. So, all right, so here they can accommodate up to three people. I like the style. Anyway, okay, I saw a small window. I don't know if this is a small window here or is the reflection of a mirror. I don't know. It will be a plus if there is an extra window. Here, anyway, the bathroom is in a decent condition. Basically, all you have here is that all this property that 90%, I mean, nearly 100% of the properties I saw, they're not in need of renovation. And that is amazing, simply. I, I don't see air conditioning here. That's what the only thing I didn't see. Let me read if they say anything, for example. No eating. No, there's no probably. So 41, two rooms, one bathroom, good condition, south orientation, built in 1960, built in before 1960. When they write 1960s, because by the law in Italy, if the property was built before 1960, so there's no exact date that was built, it's just pre-60. No heating, it's not important. You will never need heating here during the summer months. All right, I think anyway could be a lovely investment again. Then, for example, let's have a quick look. I'm not going to enter because now we understood that the typology of these properties, unless I'm going to find something that you say, wow. So 75,053 square meters. So we are talking about a flat. Let's skip. This can be anyway. If I have to go for this for 75 as an investment, I go for one for 65. I mean, I'm gonna pay less. It's no point to pay a higher price for the same square meters. So I would rather go for that calculation about the square meters and the price. The lower the square meter, the better is the house condition. The first I buy, I let. End of the story. Then studio, for example, here, okay. Here, what are we paying? This is a lovely property. This is lovely. Simply, you can already see the sea. You are in the historic part of Gallipoli, but 26, 25 per tree. I mean, this property is selling for 3,000 euro per square meter. Now you have a bed that you can even fold on the wall. The only good, nice thing is that has been fully renovated. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's stylish. They kept the style. They renovated to, let me say, very good standards. You can see the old stones of the house itself. Amazing. So, but you are paying that. And basically, if you want to let this property, yes, how much you may rent it more than another one for 100 euro just because it's very, very stylish. I don't know. Let's say, and we are talking about only 26 square meters. So if I find something that is about, let me say, spacious enough, because here we are talking again about 50 square meters, 45 square meters, and we only see the prices going up, but not the square meters. So it means I don't even need to enter into these properties. 79,000. Then I can always have my return back in the same years, between 5 and 8. Don't get me wrong, but better to spend less. I mean, uh, let me say here it might take even longer. Obviously, if the price is higher, it's gonna take longer, maybe 1 year or 2 years longer to repay back the property, to repay back the investment. Then studio in Via Monzilla. Here we have this studio, 30 square meters, 80,000 euro. Let's skip. 83,000 euro, 40 square meters. Beautiful, don't get me wrong. Lovely apartment with lovely entrance. in a nice complex, a sink on the terrace. This is already a terrace where you can enjoy lovely evenings and dinners. So it's also possible to close kind of veranda. But again, 83,000 euro for 40 square meters. I can see, for example, here that you can accommodate up to four people because there is the bedroom. Plus, I see the bunk bed here. So two children, four people. So you might let this property for a bit more, maybe than average. Then is always the same property here, 85 for 40 meters square. Again, um, let me see how many bedrooms here. One bedroom, one bedroom. This looks like already has two bedrooms, but I don't understand. Wait, let me see. Yes, this has two bed, but 40 square meters. Let me see. I can see it can accommodate up to five. Ah, no, okay. This is in the living room. So there is one bedroom, living room, and then they use the balcony terrace to put the kitchen there. That was very, very smart. So we are in Baia Verde, in this area, because, yeah, it's a pity. The pictures, let me see. The bathroom is in a good condition. Again, is in a complex. Can be a good holiday home, for example. Then 85. Now let's skip to the following page. I will just have a look to few more properties. And so 85, 85 penthouse, Padula Bianca, Lido Conchiglie, two rooms, 50 square meters, third floor without lift. So we are talking about an attic again. Here, okay, you have a huge, massive attic, but again, the problem could be that during the summery months, being an attic, the property is nice, it's lovely. It's a lovely property, 50 square meters, two rooms. The property entrance into the comfortable living area consisting of a dining room and kitchen, double bedroom, and a bathroom. So it can accommodate few people, let me say between three and four people. It depends how many beds you have. But again, this could be another good investment opportunity. This terrace is beautiful. I love it to have such a huge space here, this type of terraces. The only problem being an attic in a place that in the summer has around 40 degrees, to be honest. I'd say you must probably keep the air conditioning on nearly 24 on 24. You switch it off only when you are not at home because the heat could be simply, even at night could be a nightmare to sleep without air conditioning, for example. And if you have an issue, so air conditioning needs constantly maintenance. So this is something to consider. I'm not saying that, for example, if it's an apartment on the second floor of a building of four floors, then you don't have you're gonna keep probably the air conditioning on even on that. But in the attic is always generally worse. I know by experience by living in an attic. So 85, 45 square meters, 85. I see all beautiful properties anyway, all beautiful apartment, all in a very good condition. What do I see here is that the square meters are always very small. Detached house in Via Scalelle. For example, this could be interesting, but it's not finished. For example, then you need to put extra money. You can make here if they sell in land, because yes, this could you can make, but go and spend around 100,000 euros. So I'd say that to find in Gallipoli the house where to live, you have to spend probably around 150,000 euro. So, where to relocate, where to live. Now, my friends, if you are interested in another video about Gallipoli, where to search for houses where to relocate, not as an investment, let me know. And so, again, 2 seconds, put like and subscribe, support my channel, and I'll see you to my next video on Italy, a Place to Love YouTube channel. Bye.